Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
For the past 2 weeks, I was out of town. I went to Seabrook, New Jersey, and also the last week, I was in West Virginia. And this morning when I came into the Hondo, I felt this good atmosphere. So I really, miss this atmosphere and the smell of the Hondo. And also I miss all of you too. So as I said, last week I was in West Virginia to participate the National Boy Scout Jamboree. So there was like 40,000 Boy Scouts gathered, and they stayed in a tent for 2 weeks and participated in all those activities. And I was invited on behalf of the Buddhist Churches of America to conduct a service on Sunday. And so after that service, one of the Boy Scouts came to me and he asked a question, and which is the topic of today's Dharma message. So he kind of said that Buddhism talks about the self, and the self is kind of creating this pride, this ego. And he said that so the ideal of Buddhism is no self. So he was asking me how to get rid of the self. No, you can't. So the topic, so it is, the basic of Buddhism is the doctrine of no self. And this is actually not an easy idea to understand because, as we say, no self, but we are each clearly individuals and clearly our own selves. So the doctrine of no self in Buddhism does not deny the fact that we do not have an identity of our own, as we do. Rather, the doctrine of no self concerns how we think about the self, ourselves. Siddhartha Gautama awakened to this truth when he reached enlightenment and became the historical Buddha Shakyamuni. So how should we, actually understand the doctrine of no self? And in Buddhism, there's an idea which is called ku. It's a Japanese term, ku, which means emptiness. It is translated in English as emptiness. And ku is in Sanskrit sunyata. The 2nd century thinker Nagarjuna, who is one of the 7 patriarchs, the 7 masters of our denomination, Shin Buddhism, developed the concept of sunyata out of Shakyamuni Buddha's, the historical Buddha's idea that everything is the result of cause and condition. Nagarjuna proposed that when all the cause and conditions in our individual lives are all removed, what is left there is sunyata, ku, emptiness. Emptiness to Nagarjuna, however, was not the same as nothingness. Emptiness doesn't mean that there's nothing. Rather, sunyata, ku, or emptiness are much like the number 0. So 0 is not the same as nothing, right? If it's the same as nothing, we don't even need the word 0. So 0, the number 0 has no concrete form, but is the source of innumerable possibilities. So that's 0. So for example, I thought, it will be more understandable, or maybe not, but 0 is like the center of a big pot. pot, an empty pot. And there's nothing there in the pot. But for instance, with clams, onions, potatoes, and milk, there can be a wonderful New England clam chowder. But without the clams, the potatoes, and the milk, the pot is empty. Also, there cannot be New England clam chowder without any of these ingredients. So one way to think about the self and the concept of no self is to say that the body, our form, is the pot, and the self is the clam chowder. So, I am clam chowder, and so one of you may be chicken soup, or one of you may be minestrone or other soups, but I am clam chowder. So what I mean by this is that, say, my father is Mr. Clam, my mother is Mrs. Milk, and my paternal grandfather is Mr. Ocean, and my paternal grandmother is Mrs. Plankton, who raised my father, Mr. Clam. So too, my maternal grandmother are Mr. Grass and my Mr. Grass and Mrs. Cow, who raised my mother, Mrs. Milk. And I also have a relative named Mr. Onion, but that's a long story, so anyway, my point is that clam chowder, I am the result of all these relationships between my ancestors, and even more among the innumerable events, what happened in my life, and all the interconnections that caused me to exist here today. So what I see as myself is not just what I did to myself, what I have done, but is the result of all these interconnections. So if I take away all these interconnections, and what is left is sunyata, is ku, is emptiness. But this does not mean that we are nothing. Rather, it means that, like an empty pot, we have endless possibilities. So if my past conditions have caused me to become clam chowder today, now that actually does not mean that I am stuck with being the same clam chowder. Actually forever. So new causes and conditions, maybe in the future, may result in my becoming more creamier, more deep flavor. So among the causes that determine what I become in the future is, of course, my own attitude towards things. So I could be more creamier, but maybe I will stay as the level I have right now. And so it depends on my attitude towards things, and this is where interconnection becomes really important. So if you understand that all the innumerable interconnections create what you see as your individual self, then you can see how others made who you are today. but also how you made others who they are today. So, and you can see how the concept of sunyata, ku, emptiness, does not deny individuality, but it rather finds the self in others. It's not just yourself, but through the interconnection, you can see yourself through others, from others. So this is the concept of sunyata. So I want to ask, how many of you understand this? Not bad, yeah. I will try to continue to describe this. I'm trying, but it's hard. So please join me in Dasho. By reciting the Nenbutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, we are always reminded what makes our individual lives even more meaningful. And we are always reminded of the Dharma in times of need. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.